So very interesting for us moving into 2023. Obviously, it was the back end of 2022 was the incredible World Cup that was hosted in Qatar, and so we thought, as much as we thought the end of 2022 was going to be very busy with the World Cup, it was actually quite slow for a lot of real estate companies. So we expected 23 to bounce back really quickly. And although there was some bounce back, it didn't happen quite as quick as we thought it would. So I would say that from about really September onwards for the end of 23, it was more of a normal market as properties started getting filled again, compounds became more full, and the vacancy rates dropped and things really stabilized near the end of the year. So for us as a business, I thought the main things we did well was really staying close to our customers. As the market came back and as things stabilized, we were able to first of all do a lot of really great work with our customers. We had a very successful year overall. Really pleased with a lot of recruitment that we did. So we were able to, because of different forces and different changes in the market, a lot of good people became available from other brokerages that we were able to successfully recruit and to join our team, who have already started adding a lot of value to NelsonPark. In addition to the brokerage, we also launched our valuation service last year, and we had a tremendous success with that business. So as we did a lot more valuation work throughout the year, virtually the results that we were able to achieve as a business were double what we expected. So really pleased with that. And lastly, the other thing that we're very proud of in 2023 that we're able to achieve is we opened up our first office outside of Qatar. So we opened up in Dubai, in downtown Dubai. We have our new office there with a team of 5 agents that started in 2023. We're already closing our first deals there, and that's been very exciting. So looking at the market in 2024 for those looking to invest, to buy real estate here. So I'll target mainly residential buyers because that's where we're seeing the majority of customers that we work with are looking at residential units. So I think really the first question that people have to ask themselves is, are they looking to invest where they're going to have a tenant in the property, or are they looking for a property to live in? Frankly, when I ask most people, I hear, I want to do both. In other words, I want to have a tenant live in for a few years, then I want to move in, or I want to live into it for a few years, and I want to rent it. And properties can be both, that you use them for both purposes. But normally, when I'm giving advice to clients about where to buy, the first question I like to ask is, are you an investor that's looking to have a tenant in place, or are you looking to live in the property? If it's an owner-occupier, then I think the answer I might give them will be very different. But I'll always ask the owner-occupier, they need to be really happy with the unit themselves to live into. And so normally an owner-occupier will live in the property for years. They'll have a long investment horizon or a long time period that they'll own the property. So what I always want to make sure that they're just happy with the unit. I tend not to look at the fundamentals so much on the price and price per square meter, but really make sure it's a unit that they want to live in, that they'll be happy with, that they can live in for years. If I'm speaking to an investor, then I want to look at the numbers much more. So we look at hotspots or which areas to invest in. We continue to see very strong demand in the Pearl. In main areas that expatriates can buy in, obviously the Pearl, Lucille, Zigzag Tower. We constantly see a lot of demand for the Pearl and also in Lucille as well. With the one area, if people are looking to have higher returns, I always ask them to really make sure the property has a good view and it's in a good location. So not so much as at this tower or that tower, but to make sure the property has a really good chance to resell. That is often really the challenge if you want to look to buy and make a profit on the property. You buy it at one price and sell it hopefully in the future at a higher price. So I always ask clients, make sure the property has a good view. It doesn't have to be the highest floor. It could be a lower floor as well, but make sure it has a good view with good amenities and a property that other people would like to buy as well. So sometimes I've seen people, they'll buy a property that's really low value because it's not a good view, not on a good floor. And so they're getting a great deal on the property, which is true. They're getting it at a low price. But when it comes to resell, it's very hard to do so. So the investment angle of that property tends not to work out. So what I really ask customers to look at is make sure they're happy with the quality of their product, make sure they're happy with the view, that they can see somebody else buying it from them later on if they wish to sell. I think those are some really key things to look at. And then on top of that, of course, if it's for investment and you want to have tenants in place, again, a place that the tenants want to live in. Thankfully, because the new, the road system and the improvements to the metro, improvements of the tram system in Lucille, a lot of projects now are within commuting distance, and I've seen a lot of really good interest in buyers and tenants because of the location of those properties where now they can get to work easily. That's one thing you have to keep in mind as well when buying. Make sure that your end user or the tenants will want to live there as well. So it's very key to keep that in your mind when looking to invest. So looking at 2024, I think this year is going to be just a solid year for our business. In other words, I think, as I've often commented on, the economic fundamentals of Qatar are so extremely strong. Obviously, with the gas fields and the gas production that's done, with the investment in infrastructure that the country has made over the last 10 years, create incredibly strong fundamentals for the country. So from that basis, I always feel that economically, Qatar is always going to be very strong, and certainly in 2024, that will continue to be the same. On the outlook for prices, I see things being very sanguine. I don't see prices changing really at all. I don't see prices going up on the sales market. I don't see them going down. We know there's obviously some regional challenges. There's some interest rate challenges globally, and economically some global challenges. But I think because of Qatar's structure, we'll be shielded away from a lot of that. So I don't really expect any major changes, either positive or negative, on the sale price. And equally, I see the same thing for the rental side. I don't see any major changes this year. I think it's going to be a very stable year, a very calm year for the market. So if people are looking for prices to go down to buy in, I don't see that happening. But I just see a good stability, good demand for real estate from both tenants and from buyers, but no major shifts in the market. Despite what may be happening in other countries regionally or indeed economically globally, I think Qatar's fundamentals will insulate it from a lot of those challenges. And I think we'll have just a very calm, steady year. That's what I see. And I think for us as a business, we'll be looking to grow and looking to continue to serve our clients in all the best ways that we can.